Warning.
And this is what you get for your stupid 2-punch rating. Yeah.
Yeah. Take us up.
Hey.
Oh, sorry.
Cue the crazy horns. Your boy is here.
Ah, son of a bitch.
Yay, it's Megarogoji.
You idiot. He's on his side.
Yeah, right. Boo this guy.
Wow, to be honest, I didn't think I was going to make the cut. But 4Green came through and purchased me to add to his already cramped collection of Godzilla suits.
Neat.
What are you talking about? We're screwed. This is like Godzilla does the infamous tail slide on me numerous times.
I think I left early last time, so I missed it.
Well, left early? You abandoned me, just like everyone else.
Well, if you're interested, I don't mind doing it again.
Yeah.
No, are you fucking kidding me?
Hang on to your buddy, Gigan. This is gonna be intense.
Okay.
Get off of me, you dino chicken!
Alley-oop.
In a similar chain of events as my acquisition of Godzilla 1975, the Megarogoji, aka 1973 suit, initially resulted in very little interest. There's an alternate 1974 model in my mind before the reviews and images of this guy poured in. This limited store exclusive felt like it was here in a flash, giving me very little time to consider it. And once I decided I needed him to complete the Godzilla vs. Megalon set, he was in the aftermarket with prices pushing near $200 fucking. As what went on with the 1975 figure, eBay came to the rescue, but under $100 purchase. He's here now, and the overall presentation is actually way more distinct compared to his 74 and 75 figures. I mean, totally new sculpt with no real reuse of previous tooling. Godzilla 1973 is likely the most kid-friendly version of the monster from his Showa filmography, a cartoonish rendition of the King of the Monsters lacking any animal ferocity and completely anthropomorphic in behavior. Here we get Godzilla making humanoid gestures from waving martial arts stances, shaking hands. Most notorious, the gravity-defying tail slide that dives this film into straight kiddie fare. His suit lacks any padding to hide the man-in-suit frame, and even the tail, on film, starts to lose life and mostly drags. Yes, even looking at this figure's head, I can't help but see this is how Godzilla would look in the world of The Simpsons. On to the review. Man, once I pulled this out from the box it was shipped in, I was instantly taken by surprise with the color, a darkened forest green base vinyl, at least greener than his successors. Made even more distinct by the following versions is the inclusion of a vibrant copper used on his nails, both toes, fingers, and the sternum line. Silver graces the dorsal plates, fully enveloping them as a whole, rather than highlighting the edges, and an uncommon feature, travel fully painted to the tip of his tail. His face remains without any highlight sprays, but does have your typical white eyes with a solid black pupil. Yep, this Godzilla suit could have easily been another head swap in the same manner as the 74-75 ones, but Bandai decided to pull out something special. For a suit that featured in a pretty low-regarded film, here the entire sculpt is new, and perhaps that was guilt for potentially passing off a third remold for profit. Megarogoji's most noticeable feature is the closed mouth. Pretty much all of my Showa-era Godzilla figures display him with his yap open. It is weird here to see the opposite, coupled with his large Jim Henson eyes. But you know what? I like that they did this, adding variety to what could have been a collection of Showa suits in the same damn manner on display. The figure's overall texture is interesting as well. It feels more, what's the word I'm searching for? Consistently patterned rather than just a hodgepodge of rough surfaces. I'm echoing many who've reviewed this prior, but it does call to mind that of tree bark. Where the texture shift is, of course, his trademark sternum, now speckled and rougher. The same speckled texture turns up on the surface of his head, hands, and feet. Focusing on his head details, this version of Godzilla has a pronounced brow that travels past the eye. I guess I never noticed this as prominently on the 74, but here it stands out. His closed mouth is somewhat comical as it conveys an impression of a cartoony face. The nose is tiny and simple, and his overall texture is a series of long grooves ascending vertically, and while the suit details are acknowledged, the folds and bulges don't feel as well realized as on some of Bandai's more superior sculpts. The tail, in a surprising turn, lifts up a bit, which is nice when compared to his often associated 74 and 75 suit figures, whose tails lie flat. Dorsal plates are softer in appearance, almost puffy, and not the jagged dinosaurian ones we have become accustomed to. Overall, this figure is different enough to be worth the purchase, distancing itself from the twin molds of 74 and 75. When Bandai often gives us well-sculpted or painted figures, they punish us with limited articulation. Here, it's the usual arm rotation at the shoulders at a full 360 degrees, and the same for the legs at the thighs. Head and tail are part of the body mold, so no cut seams. No surprises here, folks. Let's move on. The obvious and likely oft comparisons will likely be these two. All three have a similar visual style in terms of a kid-friendly face and a slimmed-down monster frame. However, the face does go through an interesting evolution as the years pass. The Megarogoji starts off looking fairly perky and scrappy. 1974 starts to lose his cool a bit, looking somewhat annoyed. 1975 has had enough. It's time to beat that ass. The body style of the latter two is shared, but 73 gets the glory of the new sculpt. In fact, this is the first ever release of this version, being skipped over from the previous box set, making this offering extra special. The gang's all here, and this looks amazing. It's the set of toys I wish I had back in the late 70s, early 80s, as again, this was a film I saw frequently. And in fact, it's the only Godzilla film I have memorized since my older brother was able to record the relatively short edit played on TV on his realistic tape recorder. We'd all listen to the film over and over, and this film's dialogue, music, and kaiju cries are embedded in our psyche. Now, with the previous acquisition of Jet Jaguar, Gigan, and Megalon, feels like the 70s era of Godzilla films have been represented very well by Bandai's Movie Monster series. And JJ, since you are here, would you like to offer your thoughts? Five punches, very nice. Especially for a Godzilla suit that, while I'm not crazy about aesthetically, carries the nostalgia heavily. It's a great rendition made more impressive by Bandai avoiding the lazy route and starting fresh with a new sculpt rather than the shared body of his follow-up finals. Finding anything to criticize is difficult outside of the normal minimal articulation that affects pretty much most Bandai vinyls. But in terms of uniqueness, it is another Godzilla suit design that may blend into your other Showa suits in vinyl form. The color choices and the closed mouth help distinguish this from the rest quite well, but at the end of the day, it will not pop against all the other various kaiju when paired up with them. If you're a fan of this version, then it is a no-brainer. He should be on your shelf. Unfortunately, at this current point in time, acquiring him may require slapping down some big bucks. Yes, it is a proverbial tail slide into your wallet. And one only hopes and wonders if a re-release will happen when it's the anniversary of Vs. Megalon again. What do you think? Comment down below your thoughts. With the new edition of the Posing series, I'm pretty confident that we'll get a tail slide version, which will probably be this figure with a new tail sculpt that is balanced on a stand of some sort. So if you're patient, we will likely see a Megarogoji again in the near future. And I hope you'll stick around in the very near future as well. I have plenty of upcoming content in the works, so please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for giving me your precious time, fellow Godzilla fans. Until the next one.